Hello again, everybody. My name is Jeff, and I'm an educator here at Calvert Marine Museum. So today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a little bit about the development of log canoes here in the Chesapeake Bay. Now, log canoes are a traditional way of building boats here in the Chesapeake Bay that you're really not going to see elsewhere around the world. And it all kind of started out before European contact. So what we have here is an example of a dugout canoe that Native Americans living here in the area would have built. And as everybody knows, well, not everybody, but it's pretty common knowledge that the Chesapeake Bay has been inhabited for at least the past 10,000 years. And of course, this is before the time we had any sort of roads. So how did they get around with trading goods and getting from place to place? Well, they used the river system and the bay system as their highways. And these were literally your large freight trucks and your family station wagons for each village and town around the Chesapeake Bay. Now, how did they make these boats without any sort of European style iron tools? Well, they used the most important, possibly the most important natural resource that they had available to them at the time, and that was fire. Now, I'm probably asking yourselves, well, how do you use a fire to build a wooden boat? Doesn't wood burn? Yes, it does. But they used something with the wood that didn't burn, and that was mud. So what they would do is they would find a tree near a water source, say like a stream or a river. They would pack mud around the base of the tree and light a low burning fire underneath the mud. Now, over time, that fire would burn through the tree, not beyond the mud, and the tree would fall over. Now, after the tree falls over, kids would come out with large oyster shells and sharp objects to scrape away the bark and the branches off the tree and clean up the tree. Well, now it's time to hollow out the log. What they would do, again, they would use that important tool. They would use fire. They would start a slow burning fire at one end, and as that fire burnt down, they would move the fire down. They would come out, scrape out that char, move the fire down, come out, scrape out that char, and keep doing this process over and over and over again until they have the canoe as deep as they need it to go. Now, Father Andrew White, who is our major source of first-hand information here in Southern Maryland from the colonial period, describes to us that the trees around here were so large that 5 men could reach their arms around one tree and not touch fingertips. And the canoes that the natives around here were making were large enough to carry up to 75 men. So you can just imagine how big these boats were and how much work was needed to make a canoe this size. Well, then the Europeans kind of decided that they would take this process but use their tools. So right here we have an example of a European style or colonial style single log canoe. Now, something happened that made it to where their boats needed to be bigger. Be it more people came into the area, started shipping out more goods, needed to carry more stuff. So the people here in the Chesapeake did what they knew best and started stacking more logs, which is why when you hear the term 3-log canoe, 5-log canoe, 7, 9-log canoe, that's the number of logs built into the hull. And we have a couple examples here in our small craft shop. So what we have here is a 3-log canoe. So pretty much what you do is you take a single log, but then you stack 2 more on the side here. And then you can come over and you can see how the logs are constructed. They're held together with pins called trunnels. And then the sides are going to be built up with boards called wing boards. And of course, like I said, these went all the way up to 9-log canoes, much like our William B. Tennyson that we have here in our collection as part of our floating exhibits. So again, I want to thank you guys for coming out here and joining us out here today. And hope everybody feels well, and look forward to seeing you guys back again soon.